Hey everyone and welcome back. I'm Trixks and today I'll be tackling a trend that I've been putting off for over a couple months now. The initial hype was past a fairly long time ago, but I thought this 6 fan arts challenge would be a great way to warm up my illustration muscles after going so long without giving them a proper workout. I've seen a lot of artists I follow on Instagram and Twitter recreate characters in their style, and the more I saw, the more I wanted to throw my hat into the ring too. So about a month ago, I asked for anyone following me on social media to name characters they would like to see me make fan art of. I would pick characters I knew, and ideally ones that I hadn't already made, and I left the options open to humans, animals, and creatures. Giving the posts a couple days to build up a list, I combed through the suggestions and decided on the 6 you see before you. We have a Moogle from Final Fantasy XII, Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, those of you from Discord will already know why that was a given from the start. Then Todd from Disney's Fox and the Hound, Ahsoka from Star Wars, Dorian from Dragon Age Inquisition, and lastly Korra from The Legend of Korra, the successor of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I decided to personalize my 6 fan arts grid with my channel colors to give it a bit more pizzazz before I started things off with the Moogle. Just so you're not staring at a boring blank white grid for a majority of the video. So out of all the Moogles I could have chosen from across the Final Fantasy series, I latched onto the creatures from number 12 because I love how grounded the design is. It's more reminiscent of a realistic animal as it leans into a more rabbit or hare inspired design. I just prefer it to the more cliche chibi blobs of white fur that most tend to be modeled after. I didn't really have a particular Moogle character from the game in mind when I started this, but I did find a couple in my search for references that I preferred, and decided to make a mix of Sorbet and Nunu. Nunu? No? Nunu? I don't know, it's N-O-N-O, so it could be read entirely different ways. To be honest, my character turned out a bit more Sorbet dominant in the final look, with the only real noticeable difference being the lack of a hat, but I couldn't help it. I thought the outfit was so cute and the color palette a bit less jarring compared to Nunu's. I'm gonna stick with Nunu. So what could we call this definitely not Sorbet character? Sprinkle a little Nunu in there, maybe Norbert. Norbert. Say hello to Norbert, everyone! The little guy turned out so cute. I think the Moogles from 12 just earned even more favorite design points. Next up is Cloud. You know, I've always liked Cloud. I've never played the original 7 game, but I had watched the Advent Children movie, seen bits and pieces of the different 7 spin-offs over the years, and thought he was pretty cool in Kingdom Hearts. But that's about where it ended. He was a character that sat in my "you're okay" box for years, to the point when he was announced for a Smash Brothers, I rolled my eyes and got pouty over the fact that he got in over Sora. How my tone has changed, dear friends. I streamed my blind playthrough of the 7 Remake live here on YouTube, and those of you who joined me, especially those of you watching who are part of my Discord, will know how my attitude towards him went from "he's okay" to, he's pretty cool, before accelerating up the ramp to "oh my freaking god, he's so hard, take my glass drive, you piece of yes, I think you get the point. I can sum up the source of my change of heart in just a few words, funnily enough. Honey bee in. Those of you that know, you know. I will not elaborate for fear of swooning and feeding the urge that permanently now sits at the back of my mind to bring up the scene on YouTube and watch while I fangirl, squee, whoop, and meow. Yes, I said what I said. Anyway, moving on. I have to admit, out of all the characters I decided to go ahead with, Cloud was the most intimidating of them all. Because I've become so attached to the character, I felt a little more pressure than normal to actually do him justice in my style. Heaven forbid if he looked off in any way, my perfectionist side never would have let me finish the piece, let alone reveal anything about it to anyone. But with a little perseverance carving away with the sketching stage and some Photoshop liquefy love, I was able to get him to a point where I could sit back and happily say, yeah, it's definitely Cloud, and he turned out pretty good, to be honest. I do wonder what would have changed about his piece had I chosen to put him later on in the grid though, as the rendering I used in the other humanoid character pieces was a little more developed in comparison. I mean, I still love how he turned out, but yeah, I can't help but wonder. And lastly, to wrap up today's video, we have Toddler Fox. Yeah, I'm really sorry this is another case of a challenge being cut in half again. I just ran out of time to fully complete all 3 pieces and record them in time for this week's release. So on the same wavelength as my 10 art styles challenge, I figured half a challenge that still covers 3 fully realized artworks is better than delaying my video after coming back from a pretty decent hiatus. But don't you worry, at the time of this recording, I've actually just finished my Dorian piece and I only have Cora left to do. So you guys will more than likely see the remaining 3 Fanart characters on my next video at the rate I'm going, which is more than I can say for the state of my 10 art styles challenge. That has been gathering a bit of dust since I uploaded part 1, I'm afraid. I definitely shot myself in the foot with a couple of the styles I chose to emulate. Your art style is your art style for a reason. It's achieved with a process you're more comfortable with. You've spent time learning what works and what doesn't by trial and error. If you look at a piece of artwork and you can't quite wrap your head around the "how the heck did you do that" query that can pop into your head, then it runs the risk of intimidating you to the point it dials down your enthusiasm to even try. And that's what happened with me and that bloody Atlas style. I'm not an anime artist by any means. I have dabbled in anime-like styles in the past for sure, and have even done chibi work in recent years as well. But the artwork done for some of the Atlas games for like Persona 5 and Catherine scared the bejeebers out of me when I actually took a moment to sit and try to break it down to understand how to illustrate characters like they do. With that hanging over my head, I was relieved whenever I pulled away from it to work on other projects. Hence the now 6 videos sitting between part 1 and today's video. Sorry, this went down a bit of a tangent again. I'll no doubt hop onto the 10 art style challenge again at some point, but I just wanted to let you guys know why it's been pushed back and back and back and back. But first, I know I want my next video to cover the last 3 characters for this challenge instead, so look forward to that. Whoa. I'm sorry, Todd, your moment was a bit overshadowed. But honestly, to just sum it up, the reason I picked him was because he was the only other Disney character that was suggested I tackle other than Stitch. And I mean, come on, how could I do this challenge without throwing a Disney character in there? That would be a tragedy. And he wasn't on the list to be a Disney by alphabet entry, so there was no reason to hold me back. I decided to do Todd all grown up, and he turned out so well he's actually my favorite of the 3 in today's video. Sorry, Cloud. I don't mean favorite character, I mean favorite artwork of a character. My bad. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, be sure to tap that like button, share it, or leave a comment below. If you have a couple coins to spare, please consider pledging to my Patreon, which directly funds my channel and art projects in exchange for a range of exclusive rewards. Every little bit helps, and anything is greatly appreciated. Until next time, see ya!